What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. If you could subscribe, that'd be great for me. If you guys also wouldn't mind, the Tobin and Leroy radio show broadcast every weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go subscribe over there on the QAM channel. That'd be fantastic. As I was getting off the air today, and I always hate when that happens, miss out on live takes like this. The Miami Dolphins, multiple reports. I believe NFL Network was the first to report it. The Dolphins have informed Tua Tagovailoa. They are picking up his fifth-year option. And so, wow, unbelievable. The Miami Dolphins did what they said they were going to do. As I have been thinking this entire time, this entire offseason, with everybody going crazy over, are they showing their confidence? Are they going to go after Lamar? Is Tom Brady? If I have to hear another expatriate come out and give me a Tom Brady take, I might jump through a window. Now we're actually aggregating Scott Zolak. Zolak is telling everybody what the Dolphins' business is. Get the hell out of here. The Dolphins, they're exploring all options. Yes, they have explored all options. They've explored the shut the fuck up option. Everybody can shut the fuck up. That is the option that they can go out there and pick up now. This is what we have picked up. Tua is our quarterback. They have said this. Mike McDaniel has said he believes in Tua. He has said on the record, I want Tua to be the quarterback for a very long time. Everybody was, oh, well, you love him so much. Why haven't you picked up the option? Huh? I know you guys are at the combine right now trying to look at hundreds of players and trying to figure out who to draft, but what about Tua's option? Everybody's freaking out over the wrong reasons, man. It was so crazy to me. And look, part of it is, I guess, maybe the Dolphins' fault and maybe the Dolphins' fault. There hasn't been a whole lot of normalcy in Dolphins land in a long time. It's always a scandal in the offseason or some weird news that's over here. You know, we've seen exactly how they've handled, honestly, their lack of faith in Tua. We've seen it. But the thing about that is what gave me, the idea that this was all this rumblings and noise that was around, that all of it was BS, because I had just seen what them wanting to replace Tua looked like publicly. It was very quiet. It was the head coach at the time, Brian Flores, deflecting. It was Chris Greer not saying a peep. It was the owner not saying a peep. This has been completely different with the same general manager and a different head coach. The head coach believes in the quarterback. He's put a lot of work into this quarterback. He's had a lot of success this first year with that quarterback. The quarterback statistically was very good this past season. He is not without his questions. I'm not a person who says that Tua is here. He is God's gift to football. I'm a very big fan of watching him play football. He seems like an awesome dude off the field. I mean, like, just an ace of a person. So for my money, I'm like, why wouldn't you root for this guy? He seems, by all ends, a very easy person to root for. And the team had its most exciting offense in decades this season with him as the starting quarterback. And then publicly, the team was telling you that they believe in him as their starting quarterback. But as if that wasn't good enough, then everybody's like, oh, yeah? You want him as your quarterback for 2023? Well, what about 2024, motherfucker? What about that? Huh? You ever think about that? How long do you want him as quarterback? And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, wait a minute. Hold on. You got all these other quarterbacks. Where are their extensions? Is everybody else freaking out about them? And then, as if that wasn't, enough to make people nutty, every rumor and every fodder that was around here was just like, oh, even today I was like, the Dolphins, they have cleared $40 million in cap space. Could this mean they're in on Aaron Rodgers? No, dum-dums. You can't be over the cap. They got to make moves to have money under the cap. No, they're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers. They have a quarterback. The Jets don't have a quarterback. The Dolphins do have a quarterback. What's the difference between the Dolphins and the Jets? Well, one has no quarterback, and the only one who has that as his job title loves to hunt MILFs. The other was number one in QBR. It's a big difference. But yet, everybody was sitting here like a bunch of skeptical skeptics who were just like, I don't know. Like, I'm fully expecting. And I've already seen some of this already on social media by I would like to just dub them as a people, the wrong. They know who they are. And I've already seen, well, you really believe in a quarterback, you don't just pick up an option, you extend them. I'm like, you want to talk about moving the mother bleeping moving the mother bleeping goalposts. You want to talk about coming out here and just saying, well, nah. Oh, you picked up an option? Why don't you sign him long term? And I got to tell you, as somebody who is a fan of Tua, who believes in Tua, I am even admitting, hey, let me see it for another year. Let me see if he does bounce back from the South. Let me see if he does. I am fully okay with the Dolphins not extending Tua this offseason. If they do, cool. Great for Tua. But I was a person who was like, middle of the year when we were drunk, win streak, I was like, sign him up, extension. And then even after the concussions, I'll admit, I'll be like, all right, let's see him get through a full year. Let's see him give me 14 games. Let me see him give him, 15 games. Let's see if that can happen. But the funny thing is with everybody who's just like, option, extend them. What? You guys just said you wouldn't believe until they picked up the option. Now they pick up the option. Now you're like, extend them. Like I fully expect on Jet Up on Monday, the Miami Dolphins, they pick up Tua Tagovailoa's option, but did they pay him as much as Deshaun Watson? Do they really believe in Tua Tagovailoa? That's next on Jet Up. It's like, why don't you go cut off pinky toes and worry about darkness retreats? That then handle over there. And then you have the other carnival barkers, PFT, old Simsy. Well, I don't know. The Lamar Jackson stuff. Lamar Jackson, great, man. What a player. Dude deserves his money. What? It must be completely fun to have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. Somebody should tell that to the Ravens. But, dude, there was nothing there. The Tom Brady is sitting here. He has told you he's retired. And then you got Rich Eisen who's like, not what I heard at the combine. Well, cool, Rich, but I just heard him on a sand bar a month ago that he was done. And he has to come out here and admit that he's a cat person for you to be like, not quite sure. Not quite sure if that's true. And then today, what if Aaron Rodgers is it? What if the Dolphins are in on Aaron Rodgers? What are we talking about? There's one team in on Aaron Rodgers. There's one. Not two. Not a couple. There's one team interested in Aaron Rodgers. And so the entire time, as this entire thing is unfolding, the Dolphins have done nothing but tell you Tua is their starting quarterback, and they believe in him. And they finally picked up the option. They had Dolphins, you had the audacity. You did this with 7 weeks to spare? How dare you? Why didn't you do it with 9 weeks to spare? Why didn't you do it right away? How dare you, scout players? I'm surprised the Dolphins can get this in with everybody they're restructuring. Restructuring deals, doing cap jujitsu. Tua's doing his own jujitsu. He's doing real jujitsu. Chris Greer's doing cap jujitsu. Bending and twisting to try and make him tap out. Let's go, dude. But it's a wild thing, man. It's a wild thing to see a guy be so polarizing. And yet, it's like the team has been telling you since Mike McDaniel's been hired, this is who he believes in. That was the whole plan. When they didn't believe in him, we saw what that looked like. When they didn't believe in him, coach got really monotone, gave you cliches. GM wasn't saying anything. Stephen Ross quietly trying to make stuff go away from Deshaun Watson. Clearly they didn't believe in him. Bring him up. Then seemed like they were going to go the Tom Brady route. Get busted for tampering. I got to say, like a good organization, they figured out what's our plan here. And smartly, whoever it was, Chris Greer, whoever in the front office was, smartly was, I got an idea. How about we actually support and fix our number 5 overall pick, get him some weapons, get him a coach that believes in him, and let's see what happens. What happens? Top 6 offense. And you're like, let's pivot from that? Let's go get somebody who's pushing 50? Let's go get somebody who's burning ayahuasca. Do you burn ayahuasca? Do you drink ayahuasca? I don't. Let's go give $200 million to a quarterback who also misses a ton of games. Like, it's weird, man. It is weird how this entire time people have wanted to make something out of nothing. I can tell you as somebody who is very guilty of this, who does radio shows 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, does videos, a lot of content I'm spitting out. We'll take a betting line and make a segment out of it. I'm guilty of it, okay? I would love to stretch the truth on some certain things. This one didn't make any sense from any angle other than, hey, Tua, concussion issues, is it going to work out? Let's just see. Let's just see if it does. What is the harm in waiting a year? And then, what is the penalty? I don't know, paying the quarterback half the price of a bum? Like, you got quarterbacks out here who are going to make 40 or pushing $40 million who aren't as good as him. And the Dolphins have an insurance policy here that now guarantees them to have him for $23, $24 million, which, crazy as it is in this day and age, is a bargain for quarterbacks. And so you have an opportunity to pull the trigger on that, and you're like, not so sure. I mean, you sound like just a complete ass if that's the case. Oh, I'm not sure. Nah, you're just stuck in your camp, and you're not. But, like, be honest about it, dude. You know how the market is, how it is to build a team. You want this Dolphins team to push all the chips to the table, make their moves, and arrange their salary cap, and continue to add to this roster. You got to do it while you can get a quarterback at a reasonable price, which he thankfully is right now. And now, you have him locked in for another year at that number. And what's the initial reaction? Do you really believe it? What are you going to do in 3 years, Dolphins? What are you going to do in 3 years? Huh? You got him this season. You got him next season. But what about the season after that? Do you really believe in him? Huh? Crazy, man. Anyway, congrats to Tua for getting his option. And congrats to all the dummies out there who were sitting here just stirring the pot for no reason. Mike McDaniel says, Chris Greer on the record. Mike McDaniel on the record. When they wanted to get rid of Tua, not Mike, but Chris Greer, he wasn't on the record. He was nowhere to be found near a microphone. When Brian Flores was on a microphone, he said a fact that was, Tua's our quarterback. Not we believe in Tua. We're not trying to play Tua. He just kept saying, Tua's our quarterback. Like a parrot. Right? Tua's our quarterback. And now you have the coach, the GM, all believing in him. Now they pick up the option. And now it's like, oh, you pick up the option? Nah, I get an extension. Like, all right. No, this is a sound. Hey, enjoy it, Dolphins. Your organization is doing normal stuff. You're operating like a smart organization. All right? No scandals. No lawsuits. You got a sound football team with some real talent. Made the playoffs this year. Seem to have a really smart coach. They got some improvements they got to make. So does Tua, by the way. But let's see it all play out. Let's see what they can do. Let's see how they can. Let's see if he stays healthy through a season. Let's see if this offense continues to get even better. We got some consistency, some things they can improve upon, improve with game management, all that stuff. But for the most part, as crazy, the Dolphins are running like a normal organization. They're not out here doing crazy things. They're not out here doing the wild, wild west of let's go get a senior citizen at quarterback. A very acclaimed one. I'll give you that. The guy's got more Super Bowls than anybody. But Jesus, at some point, age is going to catch up to you. Maybe not him. He may have sold his soul to the devil, but it is going to catch up to him eventually. So yeah, it's just a wild thing. It was a wild thing to see, but the option is picked up.